In Shonali Bose's Margarita With A Straw, Leila is a teenager navigating the complexities of creativity, desire, ambition, and grief. And through her experiences, she redefines how we view disability on screen. The Swaddle presents Recasting. In Hindi cinema, disability has overwhelmingly negative associations. It is often shown as punishment. The protagonist of a revenge drama either chooses to injure his enemy or refrains from killing a disabled villain because living with a disability would be a fate worse than death. Other times, people with disabilities are wicked characters, constantly scheming against the virtuous, able-bodied hero. When depicted in a lighter vein, disability is used to provide comic relief, and sometimes people with disabilities are shown as larger-than-life, morally upright characters with superpowers. Other times, when disability is not villainized or ridiculed, it is shown as something that makes a person harmfully dependent on able-bodied caregivers. And across all these depictions, people with disabilities are invariably desexualized. Even when they fall in love or find companionship, they don't seem to have any sexual desires. Over the years, some on-screen portrayals have depicted more authentic experiences of living with disabilities, and Leila from Margarita With A Straw is a powerful one. She routinely faces the challenges that come with her cerebral palsy. She's often put on the spot to be a spokesperson for her disability, rejected in love by able-bodied people, and chided by her friend for wanting to be normal.
नॉर्मल लोगों के साथ दोस्ती करने से तुम नॉर्मल नहीं हो जाओगी.
But most of the time, the challenges she faces are not because of her disability, but due to people's perceptions of her disability. This is shown especially through her exploration of her sexuality. Confronting a society that expects her to be sexless and joyless because of her disability, Leila struggles to find an outlet for her blossoming romantic and sexual desires. Knowing that her curiosity about sex would be frowned upon and mocked, she initially has to repress her urges and shy away from making advances. But despite these restrictions arising from stereotypes about her disability,
बहस मत कर लैला, ये सब नॉर्मल नहीं है.
Leila does not back down from exploring her desires and chooses to assert them instead.
That's what the world said about me too. What's your problem now?
The story sensitively portrays Leila's desire for sex, physical intimacy, and love, while tracing her various adventures on the path to coming out as bisexual. When she moves to New York for her college education, she makes the most of the exposure and freedom which that experience gives her. She falls in love with Khanum, discovering in the process her attraction to women, and starts living with her. But having been denied the opportunity to have sexual experiences for so long because of the perceptions around her disability, she remains confused about the direction of her desires and impulsively commits infidelity to find out what heterosexual intercourse is like. When she makes this hurtful mistake, she is not villainized. Instead, her actions are shown to be the result of a desire for exploration in a world that had not allowed her the agency to discover her true self. She is shown then as a young girl struggling to come to terms with her own imperfections and striving to find her niche in the world. In tracing Leila's journey towards self-discovery as she moves across continents and away from her primary caregivers, this story also highlights her evolving relationship with her mother and the mutual support and interdependence at the heart of it. She is not infantilized by her mother, as many characters with disabilities often are. Instead, they have an honest relationship of equals, where they can confront each other when required and also be there for each other during moments of vulnerability. And through their dynamic, the film overturns the popular perception of people with disabilities being a burden on their caregivers. In the end, as she deals with the grief of losing her mother, Leila shows the enduring and self-sufficient relationship that she has with herself and her disability. And she realizes that far from being pitiful or helpless, she's capable of independently tackling emotions of love and loss while making a toast to herself. And just like that, we come to see disability not as a restricting or dehumanizing experience, but as a condition that constitutes only one aspect of someone's personhood.